Hello boys and girls, are you ready to start today's lesson? I know I am, and I hope you have fun with our videos so far. Let's begin our learning. Before we continue to learn our rules for today, our grammar, let's go on to learn our vocabulary, the words that we'll need to know before we do today's reading. Okay, so let's begin with our flashcards. Let's zoom out. Ding. Okay, so our first flashcard. Remember last week we studied about the library, where students can go to collect books. I wonder if this is in focus. There we go. So a person whose occupation, remember that's what we're studying all week, is occupations. If you work in a library, your occupation is librarian. Let's practice that. Librarian. Librarian. Let's count the syllables. Librarian. A little bit faster. Librarian. One more time. Librarian. A little faster. Librarian. Okay, so a person who works in the library to keep the book safe is a librarian. If you want to take a book from the library, you must ask the librarian. Okay. The next one, I'm sure is one of the little boys are going to like. If you work for the army, do you know this occupation? Do you see he's got a helmet and a jacket and a gun and boots? This is a soldier. 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 One more time, soldier. A soldier is somebody who works for the army. If anything or any other country tries to attack our country, the soldiers for this country will defend us. They are there to protect our country. Okay, let's look at the next one. Oh, what does that say? It's got a microscope. This is science. He's got some tubes and flasks full of chemicals, magnifying glasses, rulers, all sorts of things. So this guy works with science. Do you know the subject science that we learn at school? Okay, well his occupation is not a teacher that teaches science. His job is scientist. Let's practice that. Scientist. One more time. Scientist. A little faster. Scientist. Scientist. Okay, a scientist's job is to actually perform experiments. They try and find new ways to create all sorts of things. So in the old days, we did not know how to use chemicals to clean our floor. Scientists invented different chemicals, and now we have things like disinfectants, cleaners, and all sorts of things that can help us clean our floors. And it's not just cleaning. There are many, many, many different things that scientists can do. There's biological scientists, engineering scientists. There are so many different types of science. And when you study science to do one of those jobs, you become a scientist. Okay. The next one's quite easy. I'm sure you might know this one already. The lady or the woman who is cutting hair, what is her occupation? Hairdresser. Let's practice this one slowly. Hair, we know hair, it's the stuff that grows on our head. Okay, let's try and see if I can make this a little bit smaller. Do you know this word? Dress. Dresser. Dresser. Hairdresser. 3 syllables. Hairdresser. Okay, a hairdresser's job is to, I wish I can do this hypothetically, dress your hair. Their job is to make your hair look good. They cut your hair, they style your hair, and some hairdressers can even change the color of your hair. So if you do not like black hair, maybe you can change it to blonde or a brown hair. Okay, but the person's occupation is hairdresser. Hairdresser. Easy one. Let's look at the next one. Okay. This man and woman are out in the garden. They're watering plants and they're fixing the tree. Their job, gardeners. Okay, so this is the plural for gardener. So let's practice this one first. Gardener. 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 Little faster. Gardener. Even faster. Gardener. Gardener. And plural, if there's two, we say gardeners. Okay, gardeners' jobs are to help to keep our gardens clean and pretty. They clean up any leaves that fall from the trees with a rake, and they can even cut down any trees that look like they might fall. They also will then cut some of the tree's leaves to make it look pretty. Sometimes they cut them into squares or circles or many different shapes. Okay, but anybody whose job it is to work in a garden, you know that's the word, garden? Okay, we practiced that in K3. This is somewhere in our house where there's many grass and trees and things. One more time, these are gardeners. Okay, let's look at the last one for today. What's this guy? He's in the car, so what do you think is his occupation? He is a driver. Driver. One more time, driver. Okay, a driver's job is to drive the car. Easy. The word drive means to sit behind the wheel and to control it. Drive the car. He is a driver. Okay. Can be many different cars. So it can be a small car, perhaps a taxi. It can be a bigger van like this one. Perhaps he's delivering parcels. Okay. And perhaps it could even be a bus. A huge one. Then we shall call him a bus driver. Okay, so there are many different types of driver, but that just means that your occupation is to drive a vehicle of some form. All right. Whoa, lots of vocabulary for today, and a very important rule that we're going to be discussing today too. So, let's get right into it. I hope you can remember all those, and remember we'll read them again when we go to our textbook reading later. Okay, today's grammar lesson about occupation is all about the verb. Do you remember the verb? It's something we can do. Correct. It's an action word. Verb like throw, catch, run, jump. We've practiced verbs before. I think you know what verbs are. Okay. But this one is a bit tricky. And I know you're grade 1, so the way I'm going to explain this might sound a little bit crazy. But at the end, I promise you it's going to be super easy. Okay, the verb to be, just the words to be. Okay, when you put them together, it becomes a type of verb. Okay, I don't want you to think about this too hard. This is actually more grade 6 grammar kind of things, when you start learning about many different parts of English grammar. Okay, all I need you to remember is that if you see an exam, verb to be, all you need to remember is that it must be true. It's correct. It's accurate. It's on the nose. Okay. The verb to be, there's only 3 of them. Is, am, are. Let's practice them together. Teacher first and you second. Let's go. Is. 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 This is easy. No problems. Let's look at the next one. Am. Am. One more time. Am. Am. I am hungry. Okay, it's a true statement. It's showing us something that is accurate because I really am hungry. Okay, the last one. Are. again, it's talking about a statement that is true. Okay, so again, it doesn't make a lot of sense when we think about how we think a verb is something we can do. Okay, but let me go into a little bit deeper. Let me talk to you about how we're going to use them. And once you understand how we use them, it's so easy. Before we know that, we need to review some of our pronouns. Do you remember pronouns? Correct. These are the words that take the place of a person's name. So instead of saying David, I say I. Alright, so for example, and here's Teacher David. I. Over here is my friend Bob. Everybody say hi, Bob. Ooh, can you see Bob? Is he in the camera? Oh, yeah, there he is. So we got David, we have Bob, and over here, long hair, this is a girl, big smile, and her name is Alice. Okay, so instead of saying, hi Alice, how is Alice doing today? We change the name Alice with our pronouns. And again, depending if I'm speaking to someone or about someone, will depend on which pronouns we use. So for example, I am David. Here's my name. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, first pronoun, I. We speak about ourselves. Okay, the next one, we. My best friend is Bob. We are friends. Okay, the word we speaks about me and one other person. Maybe even two other persons. Here's Alice. She is my friend. We are all friends. Do you see how that works? Let's look at the next one. He. Remember, we use he for a man or a boy. So can I say he for Alice? No. He is Bob. You see how I use the word is to show it's true? He is Bob. Okay, let's look at the next one. We've got she. Again, she we use for a woman or a girl. So I'll say, she is Alice. I'm speaking about her. Okay. Cannot say she because Bob is a man. Let's look at the last one. They. They. Okay, so we is the plural for me and somebody else. They is the pronoun that we use for other people, but not me. So now we take David away. Bye, David. So they do not know each other. Poor Alice and poor Bob, they have never met and they've never made friends. So they are not friends. Okay, let me say goodbye. Bye-bye, David. Bye. Bye-bye, Bob. Thanks for helping. Bye. Bye-bye, Alice. Thanks for visiting. Bye. Okay, so it's as easy as that. We know our pronouns already. We use them almost every day. Okay. When we are looking at the pronouns, this is going to tell me which verb to be I need to use. Okay. And these will never change. Ever, 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 ever. So the first one. I am. Okay. Again, this is a statement to show that it is true or it's accurate. I am a teacher. Is that right or wrong? Ding, ding, ding. Yes, it's correct. I am a teacher. I'm teaching you right now. Okay, this is helping me to show. We will never, ever, ever say I is. We will never say I are. No, 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 no. If you want to break Teacher David's brain, you speak like that. Always and forever, I am. Okay. Let's look at the next one. We. Okay, the next one we use. So this one is actually finished. Am is only ever used for I. We never say he am, we am, he am, she am, they am. If you listen, it sounds wrong, so wrong. So, am is finished. Only friend with am is I am. Alright, let's do the next one. We will use the bottom one, are. We are. So if I'm speaking about me and teacher Michelle, we are teachers. Okay, again, it's a true statement. So we can even use this to speak about what things we might do. We are not going to Eon 1. Okay, remember, when we add the word not, it becomes a negative statement. Alright. Okay, what's important to remember about are, this one will be for all the plural pronouns. The plural pronouns, meaning more than one. So I, 1. We, 2, 3, 4. He, 1. She, 1. They must be 2 or more. So again, are, we will use correctly here, they. Alright. Let me get a good example for you. These guys, can you see it? Do you remember them? Gardeners. It's 2 people, it's not me. They are gardeners. Is that easy? They are gardeners. So this will sit right here. Again, it's a statement to show me that it's true and accurate. And that's it. For all the plural pronouns, we and they, we will use are. Easy enough, correct? Then the last one is used for all the singular pronouns. So singular, he or she. And we'll always use the pronoun is. Is. He is. She is. He is a teacher. She is a scientist, for example. Again, this is the start to a sentence that tells us that it's going to be true. And it'll always be like this. Never will switch I are or I is. Never, ever, ever, ever. Ever, 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 ever. Ever, ever, ever. You understand? Always, I am. So let's practice them together in sentence form. We'll use some emotions that we practiced as well. I am happy. Good. Let's try another one. We are happy. Good, good, good. What about he is sad? Good. Let's look at the next one. She is excited. Excellent. They are gardeners. Maybe you don't know gardeners too well yet, but we did just practice it, so I hope you know it. So how about we use a different feeling and we say, they are angry. You know why they're angry? Because I call them gardeners and I did not use a feeling like I said I would. I'm just joking and I'm playing. But boys and girls, this is very easy to understand. Whenever we say I am, we are, he is, she is, they are. Remembering that am, his only friend is the pronoun I. Is, we hit the singulars, he and she. And plural ones we've got we and they. Easy enough, boys and girls. I hope you understand this. When we read the sentences a little bit more, I think you'll follow it nicely. And then once we get to the workbook section, I'm sure you'll have no problems getting 100%. That brings us to the end of this lesson. I hope you're ready for the next stage. So get your textbooks and workbooks ready. Bye-bye.